come. Before it's too late and it's always come. Time running out and it's work to be done. You still in the world with them folks having fun. I had to change some things, the mountains and obstacles, they had to get out the way. I had to sacrifice, cause even for Christ, I would not have a life. Speaking on my pain, they get glorified. Speaking on some change, they get horrified. Think about my dog, he ain't make it, hope you know he's soaring high. Trying to tell myself it's more than life. Some niggas I stay down with. Me, because for one, we talked about it earlier, I like people that were rooted in music. You know what I'm saying? It's been around forever, and honestly, you probably couldn't even explain how or why. You know what I'm saying? We got my man, Jerobin Jones, a.k.a. Talent, in the building. I appreciate you for coming through, man.
Yes, man, definitely.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, man. Blessed.
That's good.
Feeling blessed. In a really good space, in a really good mood. Been excited all day about doing Kulture TV. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you. And I had to tell everybody this. It's always a scheduling thing. You know, we always got to work with the schedules and all of that. But I appreciate you working with me or whatever. Right?
Yeah, man.
I'm pulling my notes up, making sure we get it right.
Yeah, man.
All right, but so I've watched a few things. You've been in the game for a while, man.
Yeah.
This is a very generic question. I've actually heard you answer it before, but just for the people who don't know you on my platform, who are you? Where are you from? Give me the basic rundown of Talent.
Okay.
Jerobin Jones.
Well, my name, by government, by birth, my name is Jerobin Jones. Over the years, I've had several monikers. I started off as Robbie J back in the day, 10 years old, rapping, freestyling, beatboxing, breakdancing. I was born in '74, so I'm a little aged. I don't be afraid to tell people I'm 52.
Okay.
I started doing music when I was 10.
Music was different then.
Yes, music was very much so different. I have actually grown and come up through every single era of hip hop, from the time it started all the way up to where it's at now. Coming from Virginia, I'm a Virginia native. I was born in Danville, Virginia, Danville Memorial Hospital.
Shout out
My
Danville.
family, shout out to Danville. Chatham, because I was born in Danville, raised in Chatham and in Danville. And then when I was 10 and really starting to get into the music, my mother remarried and we moved to Alta Vista.
Okay.
And so from there, it was Alta Vista, Hurt, Gretna. I have family that's spread out through all of those areas. And then when I was about 19 years old, I left home and I moved here to Lynchburg. With the young lady that I was dating, and we moved in together, and it lasted for a while, but then I just got familiar with the city and I fell in love with this city. I started rapping with, big up to my man, D Black, Everyday Struggle.
Okay.
Me and D Black had a group back then along with DJ Turricane, big up to DJ Turricane, Earl B, Cool V. Yeah, that's right. DJ Noise, all of those guys played an instrumental part in shaping what became Wicked Man.
Okay.
That was my artist name then. And
you went from
yeah, I went from Robbie J to
did a couple
Man.
bands.
Yeah,
I got you.
And so Wicked Man became the name that stuck for a long time, and so in the streets and everything, you would hear Wick.
Yeah.
You know, what's up, Wick? What's going on? So I was known around the city for the freestyle battling and the rapping. And later on, now, I won't lie to you, at first, getting into the production aspect of doing the music thing, I was always pretty good at it. But everybody liked me as a rapper. They wanted me to rap. Nobody really wanted to let me get in on the.
Before you do get into that, 'cause you going. I wanna know, like, and we talked about it off camera, but I want to get it on. Where does the early influence to even do music come from?
To be totally honest, this is the first time. So this is a first for everyone. This is the first time I ever really disclosed this. My love and my passion for music came from my mother.
Okay.
I know you hear it may sound a little cliche, and I know you may have heard it before. When you're a kid, your parents play these records and this music in the house. Well, my mom and her sisters and my cousins, they didn't just play the records in the house, they would sing. So, and my grandmother always took us to church, so I was always fascinated with the choir.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me and making music, there's a melody that's been in my head since I was a kid. I can't explain it. I don't know where it comes from. It's just always been there. And if you really listen to my beats and my music, that foundational melody that plays in my head is in just about every single one of my tracks.
Do you remember? Because I mean, I do know, you know what I'm saying, going through the choir and all of that. But do you remember making that transition into hip hop?
I do. My first love for hip hop, I would have to say, was listening to Curtis Blow. These are the breaks. These are the breaks. I break it up, break it up, break it.
And how
So,
soon? Because even from being a connoisseur of the music, how soon was it from, okay, I'm doing this? Because even here in the background you come from, it probably wasn't looked up upon
Right.
to be a rapper.
Right.
So like, when did you immediately get a chance to try to put it on wax? And it was different back then.
No, I didn't. It was a lot of trials and tribulations with getting to the point of being able to record. God rest his soul, my best friend Dexter Brown, who he loved music like I did. He was passionate about music like I was. And my passion for words with writing came from poetry, writing poems in school. It was an outlet for me.
Yeah.
And then I won poetry contests in elementary school and then in junior high. And so
So then it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't a big opportunity to record. You were honestly
no,
writing and probably
no.
memorizing a lot of stuff.
Memorizing, I have a song that I do for some of my clients sometimes when they come in, and it's a song that I wrote in 1996. In fact, it's two of them that I love so much that I actually just memorize them, and they've stuck with me. So, yeah, it was a lot of memorizing, a lot of writing. I used to walk around, Jimmy, with a book bag full of it would have like 5, 6 different notebooks in it. It's got CDs, cassette tapes, it's got all this stuff, and I harass people. Yo, man, listen to this. I run and I jump in your car and I'm sticking this tape in your cassette deck. I just
That was
wanted to hear people.
That was the grind, though. That was the grind. You had to be. It was out your trunk, pretty much. That's what it ended up being once we turned into CDs and cassettes. So you had to be on the spot with it. Let me hear you. Let me hear what you got.
Exactly. But then I started to find that that's really not the way to go.
It's not marketable.
Right. See, because what started happening is, okay, we as a group, Prophets of Rage is what the name of the group was. D Black, Wicked Man, DJ Terror Kane. T made the beats, he made all the beats. Me and D, we wrote all the lyrics and we did the songs.
And at this point, this is on wax. You recording at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, we have a manager. Shout out to Cat's Eye Entertainment, to my man Chris Tucker. That's right. Cat's been around this place forever, been a staple in the community for hip hop and music. He's managed, he's done apparel, he's done it all. Big ups to Cat. He was one of the people who really noticed us and gave us an opportunity. And he would take us to studios. We started off with the Recording Zone.
Okay.
Big ups to John Ackerman in the Recording Zone.
Shout out to that.
John, we made you rich. We love you. We made you rich, John.
I want to talk
awesome
though.
Guy.
What compared to now? What was the recording process?
The recording process then is, oh my God. Back then, Jimmy, when we had to record, we were looking for studios because mostly everything was analog. So you were either making a beat and using what they call an 8-track recorder or a digital recorder.
And for those who don't know, it looks like you about to fly a plane.
It does. If you guys had to record how we had to record back then, with no FL, none of the tools, you probably would have given up music and just got a regular 9 to 5. So big ups to all of those who have stayed passionate and dedicated to the craft and to the art. It has not been an easy. It is. A lot of people think that what we do in this music is easy, but it's not. It comes natural because it's a talent, but the work ethic behind it is not easy because it is one of the only businesses in the world where you're going to invest a whole lot of time and money before you ever see
Before
a
you ever
dime.
see anything.
So, it's not for the faint of heart. And I've said this before in interviews, it's not for the faint of heart. So don't think that you're just gonna jump in it and be an overnight success. I've been doing music for 41 years, and last year I signed with Paul Anthony from Full Force, Stabs from the House Party movies.
Shout out to that.
I signed, yes, Full Force. Shout out to Paul Anthony, Full Force. His brother is Bowlegged Lou. Yes, I'm telling you, I signed with Paul under publishing and under management, and which tied me into Sony Orchard. So I have national distribution with Sony Orchard, and I didn't know what I could actually do with my distribution until having a conversation with my management, and they saying, well, you can do this and you can do that and you should be doing this and you should be doing that, but nobody had told me. So like, I'm just still going in the old school ways. Hey, anybody need beats? I'm shopping beats. And the whole time I didn't have
You got a whole crew behind you and didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it. So
I get it.
Now for me, it's the give back. I don't tell anybody that anything is free. I don't do that. It's a contribution to everything. I've done so much pro bono work. I just spent 10 years working for an independent record label in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I spent another 6 years working for another independent record label in Florida before I made it back home. Now, all of this is purpose because my whole vision was to go abroad, because back then, like you were asking, when it came to studios, we didn't have a whole lot of places to studios. People made beats. Everybody was in competition. It was a DJ thing. Everybody DJing, and DJs are battling.
But the engineering was like flying a plane.
The only person, that's why I say big up to John. John was the only person around here with the studio where people were actually going to go record. And a lot of people don't know this, but John's background was not in hip hop, pop. He's rock and roll. Real live band miking drums and guitars.
From my experience, though, that meant he knew what he was talking about.
Exactly. But as time progresses, that analog feel starts to turn into a saturation that people ain't used to no more. So then you're looking for a digital feel. So when John upgrades into a digital feel and this thing takes off, and now he learns Pro Tools, so now the sound becomes more sonically pleasing to the ear for people to hear it. Because at first we had a real rock band sound. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And that's what I experienced. It's like, we have to be real and be honest and be true about these situations, because, bro, like,
iron sharpen iron.
Exactly. And these people paved the way. DJ Turricane taught me how to sample using a rolling rack mounted sample. It only had 4 seconds, and you got to push this little button and try to catch it. So he teach me how to sample with that first, and then Cat saw a need. We kept talking about advancement, so we got an SP1200, which is what
Put some money in it. Back then, this stuff was crazy.
You're talking about back then, an SP1200 back then was 2,500
that stuff
out the
crazy.
gate, and like you're looking at market economy, folks working jobs, we're doing the hustle, we in the streets, we're trying to get money to do our music, we're trying to make things.
And not to cut you off, but I hear you kind of going into this story, and I just wanted to highlight it. At what point, and it kind of sound like because it wasn't enough, but was that the encouragement to become an engineer and a producer because there wasn't enough, or what was the encouragement to do that?
I think honestly the encouragement was, for me, was I've always liked music. And my peers didn't always agree with me
Okay.
on the direction I wanted to go. So it's like, for instance, me and Turricane, I love my brother so much. Me and Turricane would bump heads because he is the most prolific sampler I've ever met, and I met famous samplers.
Yeah.
But this dude know how to chop and sample records and put them together, like splice records from different records and put them together, and the keys and everything match up. And we's doing this before we had anything that can tell you what the key was or anything. He's pulling a sample from this record and making it match with this sample from this record that is totally something
crazy.
different, right? So like I'm watching the unique talent behind this guy and what he's doing and teaching me, and I'm hearing it, but then I would hear certain stuff, and then I started reading a lot and getting into the hip hop news and what's going on. I'm seeing cats are getting sued for using samples from old records. So I'm like, well, I like to play.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I can replay some of this stuff, or let's add to it where we could disguise it, and then even if the sample don't clear, we still got a track and not just a sample and some drums.
Could you put like a year on it, like a time stamp on when?
During this time frame, we're looking at like 93. We're looking at 93 to like 96, 97, coming into the early 2000s, right?
Okay.
Because Prophets of Rage had long broken up. We lasted maybe as a group. We lasted about maybe a year, 2 years as a group, and then cats kind of like went in their own directions. I was during this time, I ain't gonna tell you no lie, Jimmy, I was a mess.
Yeah.
I was in the streets, I was hustling, I was drugging, I was drinking, I was partying, I was doing everything irresponsible. And I was arrogant because I knew I was good at what I did. I wasn't humble like I am now. It took maturity, it took time, it took understanding, it took growth.
Do you feel like at that point it was the feedback, or was it not enough? Because we talked about the investment versus the return. Do you feel like that it just wasn't enough on the back end and everybody kind of fell off and went their own way?
I think what it was for real is cats weren't really making no money.
Yeah, no, and
at
that's
all,
what
for real.
it
So
kind of
it's
get
like
into. Yeah.
it's like we doing all of this. We at the club. I'm at the club every week with DJ Turricane because we had the underground club right there on Park Avenue. So I'm at the club every weekend, and I'm in somebody's nightclub, whether it's Fevers in Farmville, Virginia, shout out Fevers, shout out Farmville, whether it was Dillard's Place in Hodges, Virginia, shout out Dillard's Place is closed down, or whether it was the Pepper Box on Park Avenue, or whether we were down at the 707 or Pisces on 5th Street. We was at somebody's hole in the wall, a nightclub, and we rapping.
Yeah.
We perform, we doing song. So it's like, but nobody is going, oh, we're gonna pay these guys to do this. And record labels don't know nothing about us because ain't nobody coming here.
In the country, yeah.
So D Black is like, you know what? The only way we're gonna get noticed is if we get up and we go make our presence known and felt and stuff. And he had this ambition and this drive. And at that time, I was like, I'd rather go hustle.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it makes sense.
right? Because this is how I'm getting money. I'm doing a little something, having something, right? So we take this trip to Atlanta, and we run up in Rowdy Records, and we run up into a meeting while Dallas Austin is having a meeting. If you don't know Dallas Austin he's the one who found Dallas Austin. He found TLC.
He's an A&R?
He was a producer.
Okay.
Dallas was a producer. Arrested Development. He's really the one who set it all for Atlanta becoming the Mecca for the hip hop and music scene. Dallas Austin, him and Jermaine Dupri, they really are the ones who set it off. And he had an office for Rowdy Records, Another Bad Creation, and he had these little kids he had tied in. He was with Eric Sermon and Def Squad. Eric Sermon had moved to Georgia from New York and Jersey. They moved to Georgia on Peachtree and had a rim shop with a studio in the basement of the rim shop. So I got to experience a lot of stuff, going down in the basement and seeing Redman and them in the basement cooking up and working. But it was always for me in the aspect then, it was never catching the scene where we getting on the mic and recording nothing. It was just always a bunch of cats gathering together, showing love and beats being made and showcasing production. And that's what we talked about.
I got you.
So it was that.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a good time. It had some really good times, but then it had some bad times. And then I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? I want to do more. And I don't see that coming from
the group.
You know what I'm saying? And I later on find out, you know, I was wrong in my thought process in some ways, but then it's like D Black still do music. He never gave up. Terry Kane, he still do music. He still produce beats. It's just for Terry Kane, I think it's more of a passion and a hobby. He ain't really too much concerned. He made away with himself. Everybody knows. But for me, I still have this ambition to push them to that greatness of who they really are and their talent. Like, bro, it ain't like it used to be. You can get them samples cleared easy now. You know what I'm saying? You can get licenses on a lot of that stuff now. So now every Friday he do a freestyle, he do sample flip Fridays. So on Facebook, he'll go live on Facebook and he'll chop up a sample and he'll flip a sample or something. So, you know.
Everybody kind of still is on their way.
Yeah.
I got you. Where does talent come from?
So I got into some trouble. The end of 2000, right at the beginning of when everybody's thinking the world getting ready to shut down and all of this stuff. So I got in some trouble and I got incarcerated. And long and short, I went away for 3.5 years. And when I came home, my father and my mother were like, you can't stay around here. I was married to this young lady and it was a bad situation. A lot of stuff happened there. Long and short with that, we ended up divorcing. And so my parents were like, we have a solution. We want to send you to stay with your sister in Northern Virginia. And I'm like, okay. So I end up moving to Fredericksburg, Virginia with my sister. And while there, I was working for the commissary. I got a job on base at the commissary at Quantico. And I met this young lady at one of the second jobs I was working was Panera Bread. And me and my manager, we hit it off real good and we started dating. So my sister went through some things and long and short, me and Shorty were dating, we ended up living together. And so us living together, I'm getting straight to the gist of how talent came about because it is a little bit of the story.
I like that.
So now I'm desiring to do my music, but keeping in mind, I'm coming fresh out of jail, been gone for 3.5 years. So
it ain't really, you ain't doing nothing with it.
It's worse than that.
Yeah.
All of the material that I did have is gone. All of my notebooks and CDs, tapes and everything that I did have, a so-called friend of mine, they got into some trouble and got evicted from the place. He threw my book bag in the dumpster with all my stuff in it. So I lost everything, all of my music stuff, everything. So I'm starting over.
From scratch. Yeah.
So
any real producer know how that feels.
Right. And I got comfortable with starting over because I would buy stuff and then I would sell all of it and then rebuy new stuff again. And then I just learned that I ain't the only one doing this. This is part of the game.
Part of the game.
So I don't have anything, but I'm desiring music. And so I started going out. She starts taking me out to different little clubs and stuff where the hip hop scene is popping and everything. And I started seeing it. So then she asked me one day, she's like, what do you need? And I was like, well, equipment and stuff have changed so much from then. I'm looking at what's new, but I always knew any type of keyboard.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So I run into this white guy, and he was selling a set of KRK 5-inch monitors and a Korg Triton LE for $600 with the case and everything. It's like, all right. So I buy it from him and take it home. And she had an old Windows computer.
That's all you need.
So I get somebody tells me about FL. So
I was about to say, you got everything you need.
So now I get this Fruity Loops program in its earliest development stage. I don't know how to use it whatsoever. All I know is
I was just about to ask. It's probably going from analog to what you just did. It's like.
So then somebody introduced me to my favorite store in the whole entire world. The Guitar
The
Center.
guitar. I
The
knew you was gonna
Guitar
say that
Center.
in Greensboro.
No, I was in
Oh,
Northern
you was in
Virginia.
Northern Virginia.
So
Okay, got you.
I'm at Spotsylvania Mall, Greensboro. Spotsylvania Mall, Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the mall out there, and they have a Guitar Center, and
It's
I
like a
walk in
candy land in
there,
that joint.
and all I said is, I need a whole lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I need a whole lot of money. And I ended up acquiring several pieces because now remembering it's early 2000. And at this point, we're looking at 2004, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And so she and I, I'm good. She helps me acquire a few things that I need. Like I said, I got the keyboard and I got the speakers. And then I ended up getting the turntable.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up buying me an MPC 1000 because now I'm going back. I'm learning that these things have advanced.
Yeah.
Like, oh my, the
Yeah.
MPC, as nobody's
It's
using the
all in one
SP12 anymore.
now.
Now it's an MPC.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So now I'm doing my research. And so I buy an MPC 1000 and I learn how to sample with it. I remember what T had taught me because he had started using an MPC before he and I, lost contact for some years because I moved around a lot. So I remember what he had taught me, and I just started making beats. And during this time, you use the MPC 1000, you could save everything on a flash card.
Mm-hmm.
So I had bought all these 32 and 64 gig flash cards. I had a nice space and everything. So I started using it, and to track out everything, I'm noticing cats are using a computer and they're using this program called Pro Tools to record in. Whereas people are coming, I'm been met people now at this point.
Yeah.
And I meet this one guy who we are still very close. I still do music with him and everything. He's like my little brother, my son. And he goes by the name of Baker Man Bags. And Bags one day watching me do what I do just out of the blue was like, nigga, your name is Talent. And he was like, as a matter of fact, your name is J Talent. Talent. That's what I'm calling you from now on, because everything you do is talented. You just a beast with it. Like, I tell you what I want, it's in my head, and you make it come to life. I'm like,
That's it.
that's lit.
Just ran with it.
Right. So I became Talent. The Soul Touchers, that's the Soul Touchers that is in the background on my computer here. This is my logo and my publishing company name. It means a lot because I developed this name, the Soul Touchers, because I never seen myself as it just being me as a single. Everything has always been a whole because I've always had help. So it's always been an able body, an able soul to help me with accomplishing what I do. So when I created Soul Touches Entertainment as my publishing company and my my surname and my moniker, the Beat Bully, Soul Touches, its mission statement means to create music that touches the soul, lasts forever, not just temporal music, not just temporal beats. So I don't just rap. I sing. I chant.
No, for sure.
I do it all.
You understand music all as a whole. I get it.
As the young people, I have a 26-year-old son that's in the Army, JC Wavy.
That's your. So I see you say that. Now I was gonna get to that. That's your real son.
That's my real son.
Bro, stupid.
Yeah.
Bro, dumb. You gotta give me that interview. We'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah, that's.
I see you say that all the time. I didn't know if you meant like son in music or.
No, that's my
That's
son.
your real son.
That's my real flesh and blood.
Are you proud?
Yes, super proud of him and his accomplishment. I mean, I've watched him. I'm living my dream of being a rapper through him.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna pause right there for a second. Because that's big. He obviously grew up watching you, watching Talent. What do you feel like? Because I feel like that could be a hard thing to do versus, it's still great to watch, but how do you manage not overdoing it? Because I feel like you done been in every situation that he'll probably go through. At the same time, a lot of the game has changed. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably introduced you to a lot as well. So how do you kind of manage that relationship?
I don't interfere with his music. I have only recorded him twice ever. All of my son's music he did on BandLab, recorded it himself. He mixed it himself. He put it in E-Masters and had it mastered, and he did a phenomenal job, and I commend it on him. Because what it was is, our relationship was broken for a while. See, like, I can't speak on all men, but I know some who are afraid to just be honest, brutally honest and straight up and real. I have 8 children. And not only do I have 8 children, I have one daughter, stepdaughter, who I don't call step. She's my child. So I have 9 from my wife.
Yeah.
Right? So my whole thing is my relationship with my kids wasn't all that great. It was broken because I was still doing me. I wasn't there like I should have been. You know what I'm saying? But Bryson, JC Wavy, I birthed him into the world. So it's like the relationship that I have with him is different. And his siblings say I play favorites, that he was a favorite. It wasn't that. It's just the bond was different because I was there with him for a while. So in his earlier years, and so
I get it.
With that being said, he was in a shadow. You sound like your dad. You look like your dad. You rap like your dad. Everything was, so now he's like trying to have his own identity as an artist, but every turn, every corner, because your father was a rapper around here and he was great at it and they know it, you're in his light. So he had to get out of my light.
I feel like he's done that.
Oh my God, he just superseded me. The boy got a million streams. I don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like super proud of him because he has a heart out of this world. Will do anything for anybody. He's very humble. No nonsense, but very humble. And his passion and his desire and his love for music is like watching myself. Like just last month, he reached out to me. He's like, Dad, I'm ready to get off of BandLab and get into my own equipment. I was like, okay. So I was like, yeah, I know exactly who to put you in touch with. So I put him in touch with my people in New York, who's close to him. He's in Fort Drum, and my people are in Ithaca. My tech guy. Shout out to Lighthouse Music, my man Bryant Robeck. You know what I'm saying? Tech guy. Y'all can find Bryant if anybody needs good tech and good support. Y'all can find Bryant on Facebook Messenger and on Facebook as Lighthouse Music or Bryant Robeck. Check him out. He is dope. He take care of all of your musical, film, media, technical needs. I had to put that in there for my peoples. But I hooked him up with Brian, and Brian took care of him. So now he has everything that I have over here. He has, except minus the production stuff because he doesn't produce. But like the Newman microphones, he has a Newman microphone. He has the PreSonus monitors. He has the PreSonus interface. He has the Mac Mini computer. He has the screens. He set up everything. He bought his desk. He set up his stuff.
That's what's up.
Then he called me. I need help. Okay, no problem. We're going to help. We're going to get him right. Then I haven't heard from him. So once I helped him get halfway there, I ain't heard from him.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a real good thing because that means
you did your job.
He is an amazing kid and he deserves every single thing that is coming his way and that God is going to bless him with, especially through his music. I support him. He is very supportive of me and what I do with this music. And I love my kid. I love what he's doing out here in the art with the music and stuff. And
that's dope.
That's just
that is super dope. Yeah, so back to you, because this ain't his interview. Right, that's a later day. That's a later day. With everything, because you have an extensive story with just music alone, right? Has there been anything outside of music that is a passion or anything else that's a drive?
It is. I cook.
Okay.
I love to cook. I love to feed people. And on occasions, I love to sit with young people and minister the word. And when I say that, it's like not the Bible beating ministry that we got because we have parents who are preachers, and they just want you to be rooted, grounded, and do what's right. And I respect that now. I used to be rebellious as hell. I did not. And so now I find myself being them. I worry a lot, especially where young people are concerned. So I love to cook. Food brings people together. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to cook from young. My mom used to have us preparing dinner for the whole family at 12 years old. I was in there cooking for my mom, my dad, my 3 sisters, cook a whole dinner. You know, she would make my sisters mad. He can wash clothes better than you guys. And, it was just that. So, but yes, passion wise, I have 2 great passions. I love music and I love to cook. I love to feed people, and I love the Word of God. I don't exclude that. I give the glory to God for the interview and for everything. I'm thankful because I'm blessed. I know what I've been through and where I come from and what I've been through, and I know that it was only by His saving grace that I am here. So people gonna look at you and be like, "Well, if you know this and you know that, then why are you still doing this in the world?" And that's when I tell them, "Well, when you're chosen, your station and your position, your purpose is different."
Yeah, it doesn't move.
Yeah, and see, and on top of that, why would I want to be up here where the high and mighty at? They already know everything.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna tell them?
I'm here with y'all.
Right, I'm here down here with y'all because if you paid any attention to the example, that's where he was. He was down here. He was down at the bottom. He won't.
Right.
So you know,
That's a good. Coming from that background, I know for me, it was, it was rebellious to do music outside of in the choir. You get what I'm saying? So like, how has, assuming are your both of your parents living?
yes.
Yeah. How has that relationship with them in music evolved? Because I know it has. Just
It's evolved. My dad worked 48 years for Burlington Glass Fabrics for BGF, and he did 33 years Army National Guard.
Okay. Oh, he was no games.
But he was
Ever ended up like this? It's okay. Just call Stone.
Just pick up the phone. You get locked up. You're not on your own. Remember the name. Just call Stone.
yes, Lady
Okay.
Saranda, First Lady Saranda, and Bishop.
That's
Those
why
are-
the name was just in my
Yes,
head. I'm like,
Elder
whoa.
Shardina Hubbard. That is
Okay.
my mother.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I definitely
And
met
my
him.
father
for
is
sure.
a little short, gray-eyed man.
Cool.
That's my father.
That's cool.
Deacon Hubbard, Deacon Glenn Hubbard.
That's cool.
And they are the most wonderful people in the world. But like I created a gospel project using Suno. And created a whole entire gospel project by uploading my beats and typing.
I want you to keep this, but I am going to cut you off.
Okay,
because this
no
is
problem.
important, and
Okay.
it's in my notes.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? And I mean, just knowing you and just sitting down here talking to you, you've done one thing that I feel like separates a Jay-Z versus just a older rapper, a Cameron or something. You've been able to grow with the times and understand. One, sonically, things are different.
Yes.
Stuff is different mechanically. And, just everything is all different. I heard you talk, about chants and stuff like that, to where you understand music on a different level. And that's big. How do you feel about the AI transition, though? Because I feel like it does, and it's not denouncing it or any way, but on a producer standpoint, it is almost eliminating.
Right. Now, this is my thing. My take on the AI technology, and I use a couple of pieces. Like I said, I've used Suno. I've used, I say Suno, Suno.
Suno.
Let's correct that. I use Suno. And I use pieces like from Unison Technology, like the Drum Monkey, the Chord Genie. I use those, and they generate drum patterns and stuff for me, so I don't have to sit there and go through the guesswork of figuring out a trap drum pattern that would be, and I can generate them as many times as I want. Now, far-wise is how my take on it is I grew with everything, which is why I'm part of these millennial kids. I have kids that are in this millennial. I had no choice.
But to learn.
You know what I'm saying? I had to learn, had to understand the technology. Then I put myself, let's see, when the height of these things are really taking off, I'm behind prison bars. So things are taken off. So I come home behind. So now I got to catch up. And then once catching up, you're looking at the situation and you're saying to yourself, these things are going to happen and going to take place because time don't stop. So the advancement is going to take place. You can look at it in one or two ways. It's like having a Tesla. You can either learn the technology
or get lost.
Or get lost behind.
That's exactly
Every producer in the music game that refuses to grow with these young people and understand that this is their time.
Yeah.
You can't trash them and their music. You can't say that's horrible, that's bad. Listen, if we go back and we listen to some of the rappers and some of the stuff that we pushed and promoted and said was hot, we was idiotic as crazy because that stuff sounded like energy. Trash. Yeah. But guess what? Those artists that we thought were trash went on to be legends because I will tell y'all this much. As much as y'all think that it's a bunch of young people behind the music scene that's making the music scene of today hot, it is a lie. Everybody that was your favorite rapper, remember, you had birthdays and grew, so did they.
They an executive.
So, right, so, and a whole lot of the ones from the 90s, the 80s and 90s, and early 2000s that you don't hear about no more, that's because they're behind the scenes getting a bigger check because they run whole little independent labels and companies and publishing houses and writing teams and all of these little production stuff. So, and they have their hands tied and stuff. They invested some of that money that they made into things where they don't have to be on the front line no more.
Where do you feel like in your timeline, where do you feel like you will go? Are you going to be, do you have, and I don't put this on everybody, but I always tell myself, and honestly, I feel like God be trying to push me away from it, but I always put a mental clock in my head to say, I'm not gonna pursue a rap career after this. You get what I'm saying? Right. What does your timeline look, or where do you feel like you'll end up in music, period? Like,
I love this question. Yeah. And it is the funnest question in the world for me. So I'm 52. So I have 3 years left with you guys with doing this type of stuff with music. I already, unlike some of us, we know but don't want to accept it. I won't be a Jonah. I know ultimately that we all have a purpose and a work to do in the Lord. Amen. It just, when it comes to that time, he'll allot you the time to do what you want to do because it's called free will and choice. But then after a while, you'll start to see those screws start to tighten up and he'll say, okay, come on, I need you to do what I need you to do. So I know that I have 3 years to really, like, me being successful with this music has already happened. Only thing I have to wait for is for when God says, okay, now you can receive the wealth off of this. Because I have, if we want to talk placement records, I have placements records with Sizzler. He autographed and signed the lyrics and gave me the rights to the records. I have a record with Jack Boy. I have a record with Boosie Badass. I have a record with Boss Man D-Lo, Coley P. I have records with major placement artists and replicable artists out there. I also, through my distribution deal, have lists to Warner and Sony Music for major artists who are working. I have a folder over here with a list of all the artists who are working that I have access to produce and push music to. So for me now, it's more business than it is actually the music. What I'm actually trying to do, Jimmy, I'll disclose this with you in my interview, and I hope you put it in there. What I'm trying to do is I am trying to build a team.
Speaking on my pain, they get glorified. Speaking on some change, they get horrified. Think about my dog, he ain't make it, hope you know he's soaring high. Trying to tell myself it's more than life. Some niggas I stay